Hi, I'm Roseanne Quintero, and this is my Module 1 presentation for EDL 856. A little bit about me. My husband and I have two daughters, Sophia and Ava, as well as two dogs, Mila and Luna. We reside in Arizona. I am originally from Michigan. I'm going on 10 years out here in Arizona. I'm beginning my 10th year in education, and I enjoy spending time with my family, being outdoors, traveling, fitness, and sports. I have a bachelor's degree in elementary education, a minor in special education. I have a master's degree in curriculum and instruction with a focus on applied behavior analysis. I'm currently pursuing my second master's degree in educational administration with 4 A's. I have 7 years of teaching, and this will be my third year in leadership. I've taught second grade and then middle school special education, and I'm currently a dean of students. A little bit about my work environment. As I said, I'm a dean of students. The elementary school that I work at is a rural elementary school. We're also a STEM school. We serve grades kindergarten through sixth grade. We have about 420 students, so it is smaller. I'm part of the site and district leadership teams. My daily duties include school-wide discipline, restorative behavior practices, coaching and teacher evaluation, truancy, and then I do oversee the special education department. Moving into our community and relations. As far as communication, for written forms of communication, we utilize email, iMessage, and then newsletters or other mailings. Orally, we have obviously personal phone calls home visits, language line, which is our translating services. We do have a lot of Spanish-speaking families in the community I serve. And then our auto dialer, which is a district-wide oral communication device. And then as far as digital forms, we utilize the platform Teams right now for all of our meetings and then our small group instructional periods. And then we do utilize FaceTime. I know our primary grades, they teach through FaceTime. It's easier to navigate than Teams. And then if teachers or myself or the principal have to call home or speak to a student, we do utilize FaceTime. We utilize a platform called Schoolwork. It is an Apple platform. It's the little globe right here. That is where our teachers post assignments and newsletters, links for our students and our families. Then obviously we utilize social media both on a site base and a district base. We are an Apple district. We have one-to-one devices. All of our students have iPads and our teachers have an iPad and a MacBook. So that is why we use the Apple features. The communication tools provided to us, as I said, the Apple applications are provided because we are a one-to-one district. So that's your schoolwork, your FaceTime, and iMessage. We also utilize the auto dialer programs for email, text message, and phone calls. Our social media use is free. And then our purchased items, teams, we do have a Microsoft license. And then we are billed for our language line services, and then obviously any postage for our mailed written communication tools. I do wish that we were a Google district. I feel like we kind of are all over the place with Apple applications and then a Microsoft platform. It is so nice to have a Google email, utilize Google Docs, slides, forms, have a Google Classroom, Meets. I just feel like Google kind of has a one-stop shop. So I do wish that we did utilize that communication tool, especially now in this virtual learning era. Moving into professional introductions, it is very important to make a first impression. It's as well as being professional, you have to maintain approachable, trusting, knowledgeable aura. It's very important to connect with both your staff and your students. You can share stories, find similar interests, as well as being authoritative in your certain leadership style. It's extremely important to be vulnerable. I found that through the readings, and I really hung on to that. And then obviously, you need to establish a professional tone and utilize the expectations that you want your staff to meet. And then lastly, it's extremely important to treat your staff and your students, as well as members from the community, as people. They are human beings first, and then your staff and your students second. So that's important to keep in mind. Moving into our district policies regarding communication, we don't have any formal or established district-wide policies. We do obviously have technology and internet use agreements, which could potentially equate to a form of communication policy. We have suggested and urged practices such as being professional, timely, consistent. Our superintendent is very, very big on social media use and email use, and so she is very big on how to write an email and then what to post and not post. Even though it is your personal social media page, she is very big on what the community and the public thinks of her staff. And as we conclude Module 1 for 856, we focused on National Standard 5.3. And through Module 1, the importance of communication is evaluated and analyzed. And this standard directly correlated with the assignment. Throughout this assignment, we truly saw how hefty of a task school communication is for school leaders, especially when advocating the needs of their school and community. Moving into the relevance of this assignment, I noticed that it's imperative for school leaders to understand the community they serve. For me, for instance, I know that mailed documentation might not be the most effective way. We utilize a lot of home visits. I know with COVID-19 it's a little different, but I have done my fair share of home visits during the last month and a half. Phone calls are obviously very important and go a long way. It's that immediate connection. So it's important to know the community you serve and what method is going to be the most effective for your population. By knowing the many different strategies available to you, then you then can select the avenue that you best believe is the most effective for your clientele. And lastly, through this assignment, it was obvious how important to send the same message multiple ways, multiple times is, especially in my population where it is a lower income and we are lacking family involvement. So it is very important to communicate with them as much as you can. And for my reflection piece, as a future school leader, it's essential to understand the various avenues necessary to communicate with multiple parties that have an impact on the success of your school. I feel like communication is always evolving, and I'm constantly asking myself, okay, how could this be more effective next time? So by striving for that efficiency and ensuring all entities receive necessary information, you as a school leader demonstrate their understanding of its importance. That is all. Thank you.